Live with another one, and topic of discussion, guys, is John Jones versus Tom Aspinall. Will it happen? Dana White wants it to happen. Dana White says in his last press conference, this is the fight that he wants to see in 2025. I don't know if it's going to happen, guys, but we shall see. I am thirsty, but let's get back to the main topic. Will John Jones take the bait? Will he? Will the UFC be willing to give him, that FU money that John Jones wants? Is it really about the money? That's the question. Is it really about the money, or is it really about legacy? Right? I'm not sure what it is for John Jones. I mean, if I had to go, technically on what John Jones said, John Jones, he told us himself he wants to fight Alex Pereira for the BMF title. He's willing to vacate the heavyweight strap for it. It just, it's a hard situation to be in, just because if John Jones walks away from the heavyweight division, there's honestly nobody that Tom Aspinall could build his name off of. How is Tom Aspinall going to build a great legacy off of who? Honestly, off of who? I mean, what off of Cyril Gahn, Curtis Blades, Derek Lewis? That's who he's going to build his name off of? That's just naming a few guys from the top 10. It just, it doesn't look good, guys. It doesn't look good for Tom. Um, this fight with John Jones might be the only fight that actually can really cement him in legacy talks. That's my opinion, because there's nobody there. There's honestly nobody there. I could say that with you know with confidence that that heavyweight division needs to be revamped quickly. Okay, especially if John Jones walks away. I don't see I don't see how Tom Aspinall builds a name off of those names that I just mentioned, like Cyril Gahn, Curtis Blades, you know, Derek Lewis. I don't see it. I don't see how that happens. It's this is the only hope right here. That's why Dana White knows for a fact that he wants to put this fight together, because this is the only hope for the heavyweight division. I don't know what they have planned. I don't know, you know, I don't know the future for the heavyweight division, but I can tell you what, it's it's uh, it's in shambles, man. It's in shambles. Ah, there's nothing like cold orange juice. Nothing like it, guys. Tastes so good. Um, Now again, is it about the FU money, or is it about legacy, or is it about, just wanting what you want? I don't know what is it. I don't know what is it for John Jones. I don't know what is it for the UFC, to be honest with you. To be honest with you, I have no idea. I don't know why they don't want to put on that fight with Alex Pereira versus John Jones. Maybe because they have a couple more fights, that they have in mind for Alex Pereira. um, and John Jones. But the reality is, there's nothing exciting. There's nothing exciting, in either of those divisions right now. Besides those men that I just mentioned. Um, you know, Jury is gonna fight, uh, you know, Jamal Hill here soon, and I'm hoping, Jerry Prohaska goes in there and eliminates Jamal Hill because that guy needs to be humbled. Okay, the guy needs to be humbled. Even getting knocked out from Alex Pereira, the guy is still walking around saying basically saying that he cheated. He used Tony Ferguson, angel dust in front of his eyes, reappeared, disappeared type of shit. He's been talking just so much about nonsense. Okay, straight nonsense. And then let's not mention Jamal Hill, beating up his family member, um, you know, over Thanksgiving. I have no idea. Was it over Thanksgiving? Yeah, I think it was over Thanksgiving. Um, the guy, he shouldn't be out here putting his hands on civilians, people who, not necessarily are, capable of, fighting him at that level, right? Guy's a bully. He's around here being a bully. I just hope Jerry goes in there and really bullies him, because like I said, the guy needs to be humbled. He needs to just shut his mouth already. The more he talks, the less fans he gets, and that's just the honest truth, man. That is just the honest truth. He needs to go back to street beefs. That's where Jamal Hill needs to go back to. He needs to go back to street beefs if he wants to go ahead and fight civilians out there in the calles. You know what I mean? That's just the truth, guys. Yo, you got this. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much, guys. Like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Okay, like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me that thumbs up, so you might as well do it. Okay, you might as well do it, guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. But yeah, that's what Jamal Hill should go back to is street beefs. To be real, just because. Come on, guys. Come on. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous already. All right, it's ridiculous. How long I've been live? I've been live for about 8 minutes now. 8 minutes now, and the topic of discussion, man, is will John Jones actually make that walk against Tom Aspinall? Just recently, uh, Dana White says that's the fight that he wants to see for 2025. I understand he wants to see that fight. I understand he wants to put that fight together, but I don't know if John Jones makes that walk, guys. I really don't. Peace, man. Yeah, man, for sure. Yeah, for sure, man. Hopefully you're having a good one, man. Hopefully you're having a good one. But yeah, man. I'm. I don't know. When it comes to John Jones, I happen to believe him, and I honestly think he won't make that walk. I think it's not about the money. It's really about just him wanting, to really cement himself in all the categories. Excuse me, and that one belt is really, you know, the only belt that he can get, and that's that BMF belt. So we shall see. We shall see how that goes. But honestly, that's not really the fight that I'm looking forward to. I mean, Dana White says that he's looking forward. He wants to, he, that's that one fight he wants to really see in 2025. But in my opinion, there's other, more exciting fights than Tom Aspinall and John Jones. To be real, just to be real, Ngannou would drop Aspinall. Ngannou will drop Aspinall. I wish Ngannou would come to the UFC, and stir up some trouble. That would be so entertaining to watch. You know what I mean? I think Ngannou will drop, you know, everybody basically on the top five. I'm just being real. You know what I mean? And I'm not, no disrespect to Tom Aspinall, but I don't see him. I don't see him winning that fight. No way. Do you think Francis could beat John? Francis beating John. he has out of anybody, in the heavyweight division right now, he most likely has the best chances, in my opinion. Because Nagano, he has something that a lot of guys don't have, which is power. He has God-given power, and he knows how to use that power. And not only that, but his wrestling abilities have been gotten better. I'm not saying Francis Ngannou is going to go in there for a double leg against John Jones. No, that's not going to happen. But what I can say is that I think he's big enough, strong enough that he might be able to even prevent John Jones from getting that takedown and implementing that wrestling. Especially if Francis Ngannou stays long and he uses that length to his advantage. You know, um, you gotta get close to be able to put your hands on someone and go for that takedown. And Francis Ngannou is a dangerous man, so I say he has the best chances. Uh, he has a touch of death. Definitely does. Definitely does. And DC couldn't take Francis down. Uh, DC couldn't take Francis down. Now, I don't know about I have no idea about that. Probably not, you know what I mean? Probably not. I mean, you never know just because, DC, he's a smaller statured guy. He has that kind of he has a leverage advantage, you know what I mean? So, he might just be able to, take Francis down, but I'm not sure. You said in sparring. Oh, okay, in sparring. Yeah, I have no idea. I've never watched their sparring or anything like that, so I wouldn't know. But uh, yeah, most likely he can't. Most likely he can't. Francis is a big guy, and he's also strong, and his wrestling abilities have been growing in the recent years. So he's an Olympic wrestler, though. Yeah, DC is an Olympic wrestler. He really is. I mean, he's an Olympic wrestler, but he's also a smaller man. You know what I mean? Yeah, he fights in the heavyweight division and light heavyweight division, but in reality, he should be fighting at the middleweight division. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest, just because of, the pure size of. He's like 5'9". I don't know. I think he's like 5'9", but in reality, he's like 5'7". You know what I mean? But he's just he's 5'9" just because he's big. You know what I mean? He's big in another way. DC like 350. Yeah, three. He definitely is, man. I've seen him recently. He definitely looks all of 350. I tell you that much. You're right. Francis is huge. He makes Rampage Jackson look small. Yeah, he did. He standing next to each other, and Rampage is not a small statured man either. So yeah, Francis is a bigger guy, guys. Definitely is. I give it 60%. John wins decision. 40% Francis wins KO. That's a good percentage. That's a good percentage. I could tell you what. It's not gonna be an easy fight. It's not gonna be an easy fight. Um, Francis Ngannou, he has a natural ability, guys. He literally has a natural ability, and in my opinion, Francis Ngannou, if he touches you in the chin, it's game over. Guys, like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Okay, like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Will John Jones make that walk and fight Tom Aspinall in 2025? That is the biggest fight that Dana White says that he wants to see for 2025. I beg to differ, though, guys. I beg to differ. Max Holloway is taller than DC. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He definitely is taller. Definitely not bigger, though. What about Tom versus Nagano? Nagano knocks out Tom quickly. He won't. I honestly think Tom Aspinall will not make it out of the first round with Francis Nagano. I'm just being honest with you. Okay, if Curtis Blaze was able to touch you in the chin and rock you, rock you a little bit, I think you're gonna have tremendous trouble with a guy like Francis Ngannou. I mean, guys, Tom Aspinall has virtually no head movement. Go watch his fights, guys. Virtually no head movement. Okay, so yeah, that's that. To KO experts, um, a healthy DC would fight at 170 max. Uh, can you imagine? Can you imagine? I can't imagine DC fighting at welterweight. That would look weird. That would look very weird. He would look man, it wouldn't look good. I tell you that much. He would look very sickly, guys. Okay, very sickly. I say middleweight. You know what I mean? I say middleweight. Oh, excuse me, guys. Excuse me. It's been a long day. It's been a long one. People don't realize how amazing someone. like DC is. Imagine being Sean O'Malley's size fighting heavyweight. True modern day David and Goliath. Very true, very true. Like I said, he's a smaller stature guy. You know, DC is not a big guy, man. DC is not a big guy, but he's big in other ways. So, yeah, yeah, he's done some amazing things. I could tell you that much. Corny ass laugh. Corny ass laugh. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Sorry, man. I laughed. You know what I mean? Sorry for laughing. Jeez. But yeah, man. I think Jamal Hill needs to go back to street beefs. That's just real. I think you know, um, Jamal Hill needs to go back to street beef. That's where he belongs, especially if he gets knocked out by Jerry Prohaska, and that's what I'm hoping for, guys. That's what I'm hoping for. Jamal gets humbled by Jerry. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping, man. That is exactly what I'm hoping. We shall see, though. We shall see. You know, Jamal Hill thinks he's gonna walk in there and beat Jerry, but I don't see that happening, man. I don't see it happening. I like Jerry's chances here. I really do. His offensive power is too great. Who's are you talking about? Jerry's. I think he's way more creative. Yeah, I think he's Jerry is way more creative than Jamal Hill. I don't see Jamal Hill, beating Jerry. But a lot of people think that Jerry's gonna lose this fight. So, I guess they think Jerry is, hittable, which is true. But the only reason why he's been hittable was because he was against, Alex Pereira, one of the best snipers there is out there, guys. But yeah, we shall see, guys. We shall see. I happen to think John Jones won't come back. I happen to think John Jones won't come back. I think John Jones plays it safe. Okay, I think John Jones stays away, far away from the octagon. I don't think it's really about the money. It's really not about the money. It's really about what he wants. And if you're not willing to give him what he wants, I happen to believe he is not going to make that walk. Instead, he's going to pack his bags, vacate the title, and say sayonara to Dana White and the UFC. That's my opinion. I want to see McGregor versus Islam for the lightweight belt. That's definitely not happening, man. McGregor is definitely not coming to the UFC. That's a guy that's definitely not fighting ever again. Nobody wants to be a part of that Conor McGregor business. He definitely don't want to be a part of that business. People are walking away from Conor McGregor faster than you can blink your eyes, open and close, guys. Okay, so that's just the reality. All right, Conor McGregor would not be making that walk. That's definite. I don't like Jamal, but I've trained a lot myself and studied the game, and I see him beating Jerry. Alex is very technical. Jerry is wild and keeps his arms down a lot. Yeah, that's what a lot of people believe. A lot of people believe that Jamal Hill is going to go in there and knock out Jerry just because, he has those tendencies. He has those tendencies where he keeps his hands down and, he's hittable, right? He's hittable. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I think Jerry, he's super creative. His striking abilities, it's been growing. You know what I mean? Even though he's been knocked out, multiple times by Alex, but that's by Alex, man. I guess anybody else, he's shown, yes, great highlights. So I don't know. I think Jamal Hill. I'm hopeful Jamal Hill gets knocked out, guys. Yes, yes, I'm hopeful. Islam will beat that drunk guy. For sure. Uh, that's what I believe that as well, man. I believe, yeah, I believe Islam dominates Conor McGregor. I think anybody really dominates Conor McGregor. And the Conor McGregor that we have right now is just not motivated. He's just not he's not at the gym, you know, sweating and you know, sparring the best in the worlds. He's pulling out because of a toe, a toe injury. Me foot was a balloon. Just crazy shit going on. So Conor McGregor definitely not the same. What do you think about Edson Barbosa? What about Edson Barbosa? Edson Barbosa, he's an older guy now. He's an older guy. The guy looks great. Don't get me wrong. The guy looks great. Still, you know, great martial artist. He's shown some great highlights throughout his career. But yeah, everybody should technically call it quits someday. And I think most likely Edson Barbosa should definitely walk away as well. He's an older guy, man. A lot of these guys, Chris Weidman, Tony Ferguson, um, uh, a whole bunch of Anthony Smith, a whole bunch of people should retire for sure. It's a shame McGregor won't legally marry that gal. It is what it is. It is what it is. He doesn't want to marry her. So, you don't know the circumstances. I don't know the circumstances. You know, but yeah, he doesn't want to marry her. Unfortunately, that's the way it goes. I don't know. For me, to each their own, man. To each their own. Yeah, I don't know their situation. Wyman says he's not done yet. Uh, he's definitely done in my eyes. He's definitely done in my eyes. He's been done. I want to say five fights ago. 5 fights ago, he's been done. You know what I mean? That's my opinion towards that. Uh, yeah, he definitely don't need a fight. Tony Ferguson loved getting hit. No wonder he got rocked by Justin. I don't think anybody loves getting hit, guys. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody loves getting hit. I think just that's just a ploy. To be honest, nobody loves getting hit in the face. That's just the reality. The natural reaction is to not get hit in the face. So um, yeah, I don't know about that. Cause he's smart. Uh, he marries her. He's handing her leverage, and she can leave at that point. Uh, I guess so, man. I guess so. If I mean, I guess. But in reality, the reality is, uh, she could walk away if she wanted to right now. I mean, she most likely won't. She already made her statement and she stands by Conor McGregor. But if she wanted to, she could walk away with her kids, and yeah, what I mean, and do live a life or whatnot without Conor McGregor. But she doesn't want that. There's no way she wants that. She already made her statements. She's behind her man. She doesn't want to leave him, and she doesn't intend to leave him. And yeah, guys. If she leaves now, he'll only have to pay child support. Yeah, very true. Very true. He'll have to pay child support, which is, can be very, very expensive, guys. It can be very, very expensive. Marriage is traditional and unnecessary. Jeff Bezos should be a lesson to all men. Marriage is a gamble. Man, I don't know about that. Marriage is it being a gamble. I think people think about it too much. You know what I mean? I think people think about it too much, and especially nowadays when it comes to like income, and there's people not even getting married, just because they they don't have their lives technically together. You know what I mean? There's people not having kids because of that as well. They just there's just not the economy is not doing well, so there's not enough funds to spread the butter, so to speak, right? Um, but yeah, I mean, I could tell you what, if we're talking about marriage and stuff like that, the bigger problem is having kids. That's the bigger problem. The data that I read actually recently in an article, this is we're headed towards the biggest decline in human history. Just because, there's a certain amount of, children that you want, um, produced every year, every decade. And right now, where we headed, there's gonna be a point where it's just old people, no young people, and that's bad. That's a bad place to be, guys. All right, so we're headed towards you know, bad area in human history. Let me see. Watch Ferguson recent wooden dummy work. How was it, man? Was he doing his little hiya? Was he doing his little thing? He was doing his little thing, right? Hopefully, he was doing it well, man. You don't need marriage to have love or fall in love. Lots of unmarried people fall in love and never get married. I guess so, man. I guess so. Does love really exist? You know what I mean? Or is that just an emotion? You know what I mean? Or made up an emotion? I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? But I tend to do things that make me feel good. You know what I mean? I tend to do things that make me feel good, and that's that. You know what I mean? That is that. Um, yeah. Yeah, guys, I've been on for 26 minutes. I'm most likely gonna get out of here, here soon. We shall see. I'll make it to the 30-minute mark here, and see how I feel after that. But guys, if you're new to the channel, like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe. In my opinion, John Jones won't be making that walk. John Jones won't be entering the octagon, and John Jones will walk away and vacate that heavyweight strap. That is my opinion towards that. I don't think the UFC is gonna, put together what he wants on paper, and I honestly think John Jones already told us what he wanted, which was an Alex Pereira fight for the BMF title. And I think Dana White and the UFC are not going to put that together. They already said they're not going to put that together just because, uh, Dana White says that John Jones is the bigger man, So, yeah, big excuses, guys. Big excuses. Uh, I looked up. I looked up to McGregor when he first came out because of all his positive thinking, law of attraction, visualization talk. Yeah, man. Yeah, believe, achieve. That's a lot of bullshit. A lot of bullshit. McGregor has like Homelander from the boys. McGregor is like Homelander from the boys. I guess so. I guess so. McGregor is. I don't know what McGregor is. I mean, hopefully, he gets his life together. Hopefully, he stays away from the drugs. That's the big one. You know what I mean? If he could stay away from the drugs, I think he saves himself. You know what I mean? I think he saved himself because it's just been he's been in a decline, man. He's been on a decline, and it's just been getting worse and worse and worse throughout the years. And yeah, but guys, I'm still hoping Jerry knocks out Jamal Hill and brings Jamal Hill, to the airport and packs his bag for him and sends him away, so we can start watching Jamal Hill, live on YouTube on Street Beefs. That's exactly where I want to see him. That's where he belongs. I think Jamal Hill is a jackass. A guy that beats civilians up and wants to bully civilians. You deserve to be in Street Beefs and get, no pay for your fighting. That's basically it, okay? That's my opinion towards that, guys. What do you think Jones will do after he leaves the UFC? I think he'll be on the sidelines of, I think he'll be on the sidelines on YouTube for UFC Street Beefs, and He'll watch Jamal Hill's decline from a distance. And no, I'm playing around, guys. No, I think John Jones, once he walks away from the UFC, I don't think he does anything. I think you see him, probably make some appearances, for the UFC, probably make some appearances here and there for different events. But I think it'll just be game over for John Jones. That's the reality of it. Like I said, I don't think he's going to come back to the UFC. And I don't think the UFC is willing to give him what he wants. And that's the reality. But yeah, guys, That is the reality, okay? Like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, okay? Like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. We made it to the 30-minute mark, so we can basically talk about whatever we want to talk about. That's basically how this goes here. So yeah, we don't have to talk about John Jones anymore. We can talk about whatever we want for the next whatever time I stay here, okay? Which I don't know. I'll probably get off in the next few minutes here, guys. We shall see. We shall see. But yeah, guys, uh, Izzy or I think Izzy wins. I think Izzy wins that fight. I think Izzy he's still a good fighter, and it's fucking insane to me that uh, Duplessis and Strickland their fight is literally like only a week before Izzy fights, or something like that. It's fucking insane to me because the fight that I wanted to see was Izzy versus Strickland, but obviously they didn't put that fight together. Fucking jackasses. UFC. I swear. I swear. Uh, yeah, it's literally like a week away from each other. Ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous, man. It would take 3 years to fulfill my plan and blueprint. Wish I could fulfill the vision in 6 months. Uh, you know, well, big moves take time, man. Big moves take time. You know what I mean? So, just take your time. Don't rush. Take your time. There's no need to rush. You know what I mean? So, yeah, just stick to the game plan, stick to the blueprint, and you'll get there. What's your 3 to 4 year plan? My 3 to 4 year plan. I won't tell you in detail, but I will tell you this. I will tell you this. I'm at a certain age right now where I have to. I want to make things happen. So in the last year, I've been making things happen, and now I'm in the second year of this 5 year plan that I have, and I'm ahead of schedule. So I'm good to go. Um, I say in the next, I want to say in the next 3 to 4 years, I'll have multiple sources of income, and in the next 5 to 6 years, I can really, consider doing some bigger moves than I actually intended to do. Yeah, 5 year plan, man. It's a 5 year plan. It's a 5 year plan. Um, the first year or two is the most crucial. And then after you do after you commit those 1 or 2 years, uh, after the second year you can finally start making some moves, and then pause for a minute, and then the next 3 years, that's where you prepare for your next bigger move. So yeah, a 5 year plan for me. 5 years is a long ass wait. Well, a lot of things, a lot of things, you might consider 5 years a long ass wait, right? But what a long ass wait for what? You know what I mean? Like it's to me, it's not a wait. It's I'm working and I'm progressing towards something. And if you want to progress and work towards something, it might take that long to do it. You know what I mean? I mean, a lot of things in life, that come into fruition, that are the most beautiful and successful things, they weren't intended to be made in a certain amount of time or quickly. You know what I mean? When you watch a tree grow, You know what I mean. For instance, if you plant the seed and you watch the tree grow and you're there for 24 hours a day and you're not going to you know live your life, that's going to be very long. That's going to be very boring. You're not going to really appreciate the process because every single day you're going to be like, man, this tree is not even growing. But you know 5, 6 years, even 8 years down the line, that tree grows and blossoms into the most gorgeous tree that you have ever seen. That's the way, natural things are intended to grow. So, time doesn't exist to me. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, you have to implement it in your life because it's a part of, this matrix that we are in. But I'm not waiting for anything. It's just a 5 year plan because, according to the data, uh, I can make it happen in 5 years. Unfortunately, that's my situation. Um, Obviously, other people's situations are different, and I don't look at other people's situations specifically because I don't like to compare. But yeah, man,
Yeah,
to water it every day, and then one day it will bear fruit. Very true. You gotta water it every day, and one day it will bear fruit, man. That's for sure, man. That is for sure. I read an article. This is a perfect example. This is a perfect thing that I can bring up here. I read an article. It was a science article about how the Milky Way, right now, as we're speaking, the Milky Way is eating another universe. Is actually the Milky Way we thought for years was doing something else, but right now the reason why the Milky Way looks the way it looks is because it's actually eating and interfusing with another universe. And that process, there's actually a name for that process. I forget what's it called. It's in the article. Sorry, I can't recollect it. But that process, it takes, over 10,000 years to actually occur. Um, and, you know what I mean? If we're looking at time, damn, that's a long ass time. 10,000 years for a process to occur. That's fucking nuts. So, yeah, that's just a perfect example of how things are just, they have their process. You know what I mean? No matter how, we look at time, it has its process. So, everybody has their own process. I like how you say we are living better than kings a few hundred years ago. We are living better than kings. You know, you kidding me right now? I mean, imagine, guys, just fucking imagine this, man. I imagine this. The reason why I say that stuff is because I watched this show. I watched this show. I forgot the name of the show, but it's basically about this group of people who were traveling. They were traveling the world and they were trying to make it to the specific area so they can build their colony and live their lives. Just simple things you would think of just to live their lives and be happy, right? Guys, just to travel to get there, I'm talking it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. You got to go on a boat, you got to travel through the ocean. Okay, you got to deal with, first of all, that's the first thing, is traveling through the ocean to get to land. That shit must have been fucking wicked, especially back in the day with the technology that they had. I mean, I don't uh you know their boats had to be atrocious. Okay, their boats had to be atrocious. And where were the bathrooms on those boats, guys? They were taking shits and peas, most likely right out of the boat, right there, uh, or in buckets and throwing it right out into the ocean. Just disgusting, wicked shit, guys. And that's just the truth, you know what I mean? And that's just traveling to land. And then imagine getting onto that land and traveling to, the designated location that you actually want to go. You know how hard that be. Back then they probably didn't even understand, weather patterns. Traveling through storms, finding food to eat, hunting food down to eat. Guys, it must have been fucking hard as shit. All right, they had no running water, they had no toilets. They didn't have fucking electricity. You know what I mean? So, man, can you imagine winters? Oh my gosh, can you imagine winters back in the day? Holy shit. No electricity, no heat. Yeah, we're definitely living better than kings were back in the day. You know what I mean? And I do understand that things can be better. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to the human race. Um, all these wars that are happening. I think that's one thing that we haven't grown as a human race. We haven't grown, past that stage where we can live all peacefully, like literally peacefully. You know what I mean? I read in a book this long period where human beings weren't killing each other. This long ass period where human beings just they weren't killing each other. You know what I mean? And uh, the way they would handle their punishment or handle wars was by fighting with tools that were wooden. You know what I mean? So not necessarily kill you, but it will injure you, but not necessarily kill you. I think there's certain things in this life that can be better, but I appreciate where I guess I'm at in 2024 going into 2025. And in the next 10 years in 2035, I can't imagine where technology will be, guys. I really don't. I'm a 80s baby. I was born in the 80s. I'll give you that much. So I was born in the 80s. So like, watching, the internet era, and then the whole Y2K, and then just technology blossom, and watching that whole process. I gotta say, guys, it's very entertaining. Let me see. I think it's merging with Andromeda Galaxy. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Wow. Okay, that's what's up, man. I guess you looked at, or maybe you knew it, or you looked it up. I have no idea, but yeah, yeah. And there's a name for that process, and I thought that was just so amazing. I thought that was so amazing. It's probably a million years years actually. 10K years is nothing in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, I understand. I most likely got the numbers wrong. You know what I mean? But yeah, most likely. I think it was maybe 10 million years. I don't know. It was just a long amount of time. I can tell you that much. The 10 million year process is a good example. Uh, Gotcha, gotcha. Are you past the 30-minute mark? I'm definitely past the 30-minute mark, man. We're talking about anything we want to talk about. I've been on for 43 minutes and counting, guys. Okay, how did we actually make it? What do you mean? How did we actually make it, Oscar? What is the question? I thought you were a younger dude. You thought I was a younger dude. How old you thought I was, huh? How old you thought I was? Now that I, what I mean, spilled the beans that I'm an 80s baby. You know what I mean? How old do you think I am or looked or whatnot? Because you said I was a younger dude. Um, but yeah, guys, this is a lot of things that I wish I could change, but you got to be in the right position at the right time to be able to make change. Maybe late 20s. All right, that's what's up. I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take the late 20s. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. I'll take late 20s. Why not? Why the heck not, man? Oh, oh Lord. Uh-uh. 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 Man, I really don't want to watch. I watched an interview with Colby Covington, and he says that he was just getting started, and he was just heating up, before they basically called the fight. You know, he basically saying he's definitely not going to retire. I honestly think I don't want to see Colby Covington compete at at a lower level. I don't want to see that. I want to see Kobe Covington walk away with his own power and with less CTE, and that's what I'm hoping he does. But by the looks of it, it doesn't look that way, guys. It just does not look that way. Which is very sad. Very sad in my opinion. Real men are always working on something. Real men are always working on something. Uh, yeah, I guess so. I guess so. You know, and you got to be these days. You know what I mean. You got to be working on multiple things. You know what I mean. These days, you got to be working on multiple things. Multiple things. You got to be working on that thing, this thing, that thing, this thing, that thing, that thing, this thing. You got to be working on multiple things, man. Because you know what I mean. Not one source is gonna be the only thing, you know, for you. You got to make sure that you know you get yourself a lot of avenues, man, and you got a nice spread. You know what I mean? We've seen worse cuts not being stopped that quickly. Very true. We've seen worse cuts being, you know, yeah, especially that chick. I forget her name. She had basically a whole slice of her freaking face right here. It was just vicious, and the fight still went on. So yeah, yeah, I've seen worse cuts, but it is what it is. It is what it is. You know, unfortunately, that's the way it went. That's the way it went, man. Kobe hit with the same zombie bugs Smith, Wyman, Home, and Ferguson hit with. Yeah, yeah, I think Kobe. Yeah, I think. I mean, don't get me wrong. Kobe is not at that. Kobe is not as bad as Chris Wyman. Kobe is not as bad as Anthony Smith. You know, man. Like he's not at that low level. I'm not. No disrespect to those men. He's not at that low level, man. But has he slowed down? Has Kobe Covington slowed down? Yes. You know, I don't. I don't know what is it exactly. What you know, I can't pinpoint it, but you know, one day you just wake up and you're past your prime. You're past 35 years old, and you know you're taking punishment, and you've been fighting at the highest level. It comes and it catches up to you, man. It just does, you know. But Kobe is definitely not at that low level with Anthony Smith and Chris Weidman and those guys. I'm sorry, those guys. They've been past their prime for about six fights now. All right, 6 fights. I think Usman was one of the best welterweight champs. Yeah, I think Usman was a great champ. I think he was a good champ. I think he was a good champ. You know, yeah, I think he was good. You know, I think he was good. There's not really nothing bad to say about Usman. You know, and can I mean, and can you you know, you got to give Usman some props too. You got to give Usman some props too because he went in there and fought against Chimaev, and you know he went 3 rounds with Chimaev and made that fight, you know, a tough fight for Chimaev. And we all saw what Chimaev did to Whitaker, you know, the Reaper, you know how quickly he took him out. So you got to give you know Usman a lot of credit, man. You really do. You really do, guys. Guys, like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, okay? Like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, okay? I'm trying to build this channel. All right, I'm trying to build this channel. I'm hoping I can get to 500 subs here soon. If I can't, then it is what it is, but I'm going to keep trying. All right, I'm going to keep pushing. Give Kobe 3 or 4 more fights. No. I don't want to see Kobe Covington take 3 or more fights at all. You know, I don't want to see him fight at all. You could arguably score that fight a draw. Which fight? Which fight you talking about? Which fight are you talking about that you can arguably say it was a draw? Which fight you speak of? Usman versus Chimaev. Nah, you can't. Nah, you can't. You can't do that. I watched that fight. You can't. You can't score that a draw. Not at all. Because there were, in the beginning of that fight, Chimaev took down Usman, and had him in trouble. Had him on his back. Had his back. Had him in big trouble. He was hitting him, ground and pounding him at moments. He had him in big trouble. But there was never a moment where Usman, took control of Chimaev, like that, and brought him down to the ground, and took advantage of him in that position. There was never that moment for Usman. The moment for Usman was scrambling, and making the fight dirty by stepping into Chimaev's pocket, and hitting Chimaev, with combinations, and making it tough, making the fight tough and ugly. That's really where Usman had success. Round two and three were hard to score. It was. I'm not gonna lie. It was hard to score. I watched that fight. It was hard to score. It was hard to score. But because of round one, that's the reason why Chimaev won. Because in round one, you can just say Chimaev took that round. You know what I mean? Chimaev took that. Round one was Chimaev's, and then round two and three were just hard to score. You know what I mean? So let's say you give one of those rounds, just one of those rounds to Chimaev, he wins the fight, point blank. You know what I mean? And since those rounds were arguably very very close, you can give one of those rounds to Chimaev. So that's why he takes the fight, guys. You know what I mean? That's just the way the game goes. Who would win if Shavkat and get the fuck out of here? You out of your mind, guys. Get out of here. That should not even be in the same sentence. And I mean no disrespect to Shavkat. I mean no disrespect to Shavkat. You know what I mean? But that fight with Ian Gary, it just wasn't entertaining. You know what I mean? Both men, when it comes to Ian Gary and Shavkat, there was a lot of talk. The fight was going to be entertaining. These guys were going to be the next guys to, bring, flames to the welterweight division. Guys, that fight was terrible. You know what I mean? That fight was not entertaining at all. You know what I mean? I think both guys' stock actually went down. Um, when it comes to Shavkat, there's rumors. Like I said, there's rumors that he went into that Ian Gary fight with a torn ACL. And if that's true, that's totally impressive. But still, the fight sucked. Okay, and if that is true, and he went in with a torn ACL, then that's even worse for Ian Gary because he couldn't even beat him, and make the fight entertaining for the fans. Uh, yeah, I just saw a lot of I just saw these guys not taking a lot of chances and not willing to take a lot of chances. So it made for a very boring fight. So for me, nah, I think Chimaev beats that guy easily. I fell asleep during that fight. Right? Fucking fight was boring, bro. That fight was terrible. That fight was terrible, guys. And I'm just being real. Just being real, man. Terrible, man. Who you got, Shaq Cat versus Bilal? Uh, should it be Shavkat versus Bilal? I mean, if Shavkat is injured with an ACL tear, he's gonna have to recover from that injury. You know what I mean? I don't know how bad that injury is for Shavkat. You know what I mean? So in my opinion, should Shavkat fight below, or should Buckley be in position to fight below? Just because he did finish Kobe, and he did make the fight entertaining. It was definitely more entertaining than fucking Ian Gary and Shavkat. So but if I had to choose Shavkat versus Bilal, Bilal beats him. Bilal beats him from beginning to end. That's my opinion. Buckley at 170 is a Hulk. He definitely is, man. He showed it. He showed it with Kobe. Kobe tried to take him down at times. Buckley looked very strong. His wrestling defense has gotten much better. So he's gonna give a lot of people problems, especially with his power. He carries power in his hands, and he's able to knock you out. So, very entertaining fighter, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good fight. We'll see who's gonna be able to take that welterweight contendership position. Just because right now it's wide open. That's the truth. Right now it's wide open. Mm, 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 mm. Looking like a bodybuilder. He is, man. Buckley is a big ass dude, man. He's a big ass dude. Remember, he used to fight at 180. He used to fight in the middleweight division. You know what I mean? So he's a bigger guy, man. He's a bigger guy. What kind of music do you listen to? What kind of music do I listen to? Uh, Let me see. Damn. Um, Bastard. What kind of music do I listen to? I listen to all types of music, man. I listen to all types of music. You know what I mean? I listen to like I want to say punk rock a little bit. I listen to old school rock. I listen to um, hip hop, old school hip hop. Not necessarily like the new shit that you listen to on the radio, because I don't listen to the radio. Um, yeah, I listen to all types of music, man. I really listen to all types of music. Literally do, man. I collect records. I have records of artists that I enjoy watching. I mean, not watching, but listening to. Damn. Wow. I work out to YouTube bodybuilding roid rage videos, even though I'm natural. that is that is weird as shit, man. That is weird. Why you work out to that shit? I work out to literally nothing. I work out to nothing, man. I don't even listen to music. I probably have like a movie or a show on while I'm working out. Uh, Definitely not working out to other men. That shit is crazy. What the hell? That's crazy to me. I'm sorry I laughed that way, but it was just funny as fuck. When I read that, it was hilarious. Holy fuck. Oh shit, bro. Oh gosh. That's what he was talking about. I like the epic music in the roided out bodybuilding videos. Oh man, that's crazy, man. That's crazy, bro. I don't know what to say about that, bro. I don't know what to say about that, but Whatever floats your boat, man. Whatever floats your boat, man. Guys, if you're new to the channel, like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I've been on for a while now. Uh, I've been on for an hour and counting, guys. I did not intend to stay this long, but you know what? I said, fuck it. 5'6", 380 pound dudes. Oh fuck, that's crazy. If you're 5'6" and 380 pounds, bro, you need to stop eating. You need to stop eating. You're gonna die of a heart attack. You are guaranteed. You're gonna die of a heart attack. So slow it down. Stop eating so much. Stay off the roids. And calm down. Calm down. Weed yourself off, man. Weed yourself off. I usually listen to metal for the hard exercise like deadlifts or bench. Then I listen to white girl music when I do isolations. That's what's up, man. That is cool. That's cool as fuck. I don't listen to any of that, man. I don't listen to any of that nonsense, man. I just don't. I don't listen to any of that nonsense. You know. Uh, Royally the Beast Winkler. The hell? Who the hell is that? Who the heck is that, man? Crazy, craziness, man. Craziness. That's all I gotta say. Let me watch these crazy KOs on Street Beefs. Let me see how these KOs are. All right, hold on a second. Let me see these Street Beefs. Look up Riley Winkler. Nah, I'm not gonna look him up, man. I don't wanna look that up. I'm good. I'm good. Did you work out today? Actually, I am not on the process of working out right now. I actually had to stop working out because if you watch my channel, I want to say like maybe a week ago, or what is it? Like a week and a half ago, or something like that. A week. Yeah, I want to say like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. I got really sick. I got really, really sick for like a whole week, and I couldn't like. I'm dead serious. For like a whole week, I was sick, and I couldn't really eat the way I wanted to. So I ended up losing some weight. I lost like maybe 3 or 4 pounds because of that whole sickly process and shit. Because the only thing I could eat was like soup, and it was just a whole fucking. I almost went to the hospital. Literally, it was that bad. But I ended up recovering. So right now I'm in the recovery process of gaining that 4 pounds back, because there's a certain amount of pounds that I like to be at. You know what I mean? So I'm gaining that weight slowly but surely, trying to gain it healthy. And once I gain that, solid, you know, 4 or 5 pounds back, I'll be back in the game and I'll start working out once again. But I plan to buy some protein shake and some creatine shake actually, to help me with this process. I'm actually gonna buy that tomorrow, most likely. What did you get sick with? Uh, you know, Man, it was bad. I probably it was worse than COVID. It was worse than a flu, man. I had it was weird. Like I had a runny nose, but it wasn't like consistently runny. And I had like a really, really, really bad cough. Really, really bad cough. And I had phlegm coming out. Every time I would cough, I had phlegm coming out, and just nasty stuff. And I had a high fever. I would go to sleep, and I would be just sweating bullets, just bad, just super, super, super bad. Um, it felt like I was poisoned. I kept saying that on my videos, man. It felt like I was poisoned. I'm just being real, man. It felt like I was poisoned just because I would eat something and it wouldn't do anything for me. I would get even worse. I would eat soup and yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. I almost had to go to the hospital. Uh, I was one night I was gonna go to the hospital and I said, man, I'm gonna take this medicine, and if I don't get better by tomorrow morning, I'm gonna walk into the hospital. Just because, man, I feel like I've been poisoned. It felt like pneumonia or something. I never had pneumonia, but if you can explain pneumonia, if I read it, and that's how it would most likely be. It was just bad, man. Hope you're doing better, bro. I'm definitely doing better, man. I'm definitely doing way better. I'm not sick anymore. I don't have that itchiness in the back of my throat. I don't have a fever. I'm actually eating. I'm back to my normal lifestyle where I'm eating 4 or 5 meals a day, and that's what I like. That's how I like living. You know what I mean? You know, being sick, hell no, that's terrible, man. I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy, man, because it literally felt like I was fucking dying. Like for real, like I was poisoned, man. It was bad. It was so bad. But yeah, guys, like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. All right. Like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. All right. It takes minimal effort to give me that thumbs up. Go ahead and give me that thumbs up, and don't forget to click that bell notification. Okay. It keeps us all connected. I'm trying to build this community. If you can help me build this community, I appreciate you. Okay. But I'm out of here, guys. I've been here for an hour and some minutes now. Okay. Hopefully, you have a good one, a great start of your week. And you already know, guys. Until next time, peace, one love.